What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my 31 and 31 horror reviews for this spooky month of October. So today is day 9. So today I am going to be reviewing Trick or Treat, the awesome movie by Michael Dougherty, which gave us the little horror icon that we now know as Sam Hain, who, if you look, he is chilling right by my side. So I love this film right off the bat. I'm going to say I love this film. I thought it was great. I only have one flaw against it. It is the way it was done, but we will get into it when I get to that part. Michael Dougherty has gone on to do Krampus, which is another great film for Christmas. So he's got one for Halloween and one for Christmas. It's fucking fantastic. I love Krampus. I could gush about that movie all day long, just on the special effects and the practical magic that they do in that movie alone. So we're not going to talk about that one. We're going to talk about this one. So this movie started off with its own set of rules. Set of rules. Always check your candy. Always wear a costume. And so on and so on. When you see Sam, you're like, oh, it's this little kid in a little fucking onesie with a little pumpkin thing on. That's cool. And you end up finding out that this movie is a lot more sinister as it goes on. It is split. It is an anthology film, so it is split into sections. We start out with a couple coming home, and she's like, "Oh, we gotta get the decorations down." And her boyfriend said, "No, we gotta leave them up. It's part of the rules of Halloween, and we have to enforce them." And she goes, "I don't believe in that shit," and she starts taking it down. Sam starts to see, and bada bing, bada boom, she gets taken out. And then he finds her body, and then he gets taken out. And then we switch over to, I'm going to do these out of order. Then we also have the segment of the werewolves with Anna Paquin, where she's playing Red Riding Hood as her costume. Really, really, really cool. Very good fucking soundtrack for that segment alone. Love the ending to that. That was cool. Then we got the ghost story of the kids getting pumpkins and trying to scare the creepy girl, and saying how, there was a bus driver that was full of special needs kids that the parents no longer wanted because they were too hard on them. It was too hard on them, and they were an embarrassment. So they paid this bus driver to take care of it, and the bus driver runs the bus up the road, killing all these special needs kids. And these new kids telling the story go down by the river to scare this creepy girl, and the creepy girl ends up befriending Sam, and you find out that it was not a story, it was real. They come back and they kill these kids. Fucking awesome. Great story. We get a segment of a doctor. I think he's a doctor if I'm correct, and he just does not like likes kids. And there's this bigger kid that he really, really doesn't like, which is the kid from Bad Santa. He ends up poisoning him with chocolate and always tells him, always check your candy, and ends up cutting his head off and turning him into a jack-o'-lantern, which is really fucking cool. And then he goes to bury the body, and when he does, he sees some commotion next door with the older neighbor of his, and you can see him asking for help. And he goes, what the fuck's going on? And he goes, happy Halloween, and waves and goes in while the guy is fighting for his life next door. Don't worry, they will get into that story. Then we get into, I forget the next story because I'm trying to do this off the top of my head, and I'm a stoner, so this is kind of fucking hard. So one of the next stories is the neighbor that you did see, and he's actually fighting for his life against Sam because Sam has targeted him for not following the rules of Halloween. Once he does that, you start seeing that story play out, and then you see the scene where he's at the door knocking and going, help me, and you see the guy burying the kid. They're all interlocked. All these stories are interluded together. And Sam ends up like biting his fingers off and fucking him up. And he goes to kill him, and he gives a piece of candy to Sam. Sam grabs it and walks away like nothing bad happened. And you feel like, oh, he gave him a piece of candy, he shared his candy, so we're good. Then he hears a knock at the door. And then he opens the door, and it's the kids from the bus. You find out that this man was the bus driver who killed all these kids. And they all interlocked. And then the ending ends up happening, going back to the beginning of the couple going back home. Love this film. The violence is cool. It's creepy. We have a new slasher icon or horror icon known as Sam Hain, which I thought was awesome. I love the fact that when you get the pumpkin mask off him, he's this weird looking fucking alien. That was cool. The only thing I did not like about this movie is how this movie was laid out. It might work for some other people. I get it, anthologies. I did not like how each story was mashed together and how they connect. Like the last story connects to the first story. This story connects to this, and they're all out of order. I would have rather had an in order movie, but it is what it is. It wasn't a deal breaker for me. I thought it was really, really good. It's a really well done movie. I'm not too sure where you can stream Trick or Treat right now. I think it might be on Tubi. I know you can definitely rent it from your normal ones like Prime, Vudu, stuff like that. It might be streaming somewhere. If you can find it streaming for free, check it out. It's a little over 90 minutes. Great movie. Well done film. If you have to rent it, I say take the plunge. It's definitely worth watching if you haven't seen it. Or if you have seen it, it's getting around the season. We should start doing it again because Halloween is right around the fucking corner. For this movie, I give a 4 out of 5. The reason why I don't give it a perfect movie, even though I love this movie and I gush about this movie, is because of how the movie was laid out, how it was structured, and how the stories were laid in, and how it goes back and forth and bounces beginning to end. That I did not like because it could confuse a lot of people, and people that like straight shooters are going to probably have a problem with that. I had a problem with it, but again, it didn't really ruin my excitement because I love that movie. The score, fucking fantastic. The way the movie looks, fucking fantastic. Michael Dougherty, in my opinion, is one of the top new horror directors in the world today. And I put him in that list with Michael Dougherty, Adam Wingard, Alexandra Ja, who else? Mike Flanagan. All these good directors are up and coming, and they're great directors. So if you can go see Trick or Treat, definitely go see it. It's freaking fantastic. I loved it. So I will be back tomorrow with another brand new review. I can't think of what the next movie is because I don't have the list in front of me. I apologize about that. But I will be back tomorrow morning with another brand new review for this 31 and 31. And as always, if you can, go take the video, go straight to YouTube, like, subscribe, comment. It will help me big time. It'll help the algorithm of YouTube for this video and for future videos and the channel. And the more subs I can get, the more stuff I can bring as content-wise to everybody, because I want to do big things, but I want to make sure you guys are liking the content that I am putting out before I do all that, because there are some big plans I want to be able to do. My podcast, the new podcast, will be out very soon. I am talking with an actual producer to actually have a high-def 4K cameras, so it's going to look really awesome. So as always, stay safe out there. Enjoy the spooky season. Watch a horror movie at least once a day. You watch a horror movie a day, keeps the demons away. And if you like the demons, then bring them in and tell them to grab some popcorn and watch them with you. So, until tomorrow, as I always say, stay creepy, my friends.